Hello guys, good evening. You are welcome to my YouTube channel, the Explicit Tutorials. As you all know, my name is Dr. Joseph. Please, as you are watching this video, endeavor to subscribe, like, share and comment. In today's video, we shall be discussing hierarchical system. Hierarchical system. This system was first brought forward by Carolus Linnaeus. Carolus Linnaeus is the father of what? Hierarchical what? System, or is the father of binomial system of nomenclature. Now, what is the meaning of what? This hierarchical system is a system that deals with the systematic way or the various scientific way in which organisms are classified. It is that branch of science that deals with what? That deals with what? Classification of what? Living things. Now, there's what called taxonomy. Taxonomy was first defined in its French form by de Candolle in 1813. He was the first person that gave the meaning of taxonomy in what? In year 1813. Okay, then May in year 1871 stated that it said taxonomy is what? Is the theory and practice of classification of what? Organisms. Alright, it is a theory and practice of classification of what? Living organisms. It is a theory or practice in which organisms are actually what? Classified based on kingdom, phylum, as the case may be. You now have what is called classification. Classification is a branch of science that deals with identifying, identifying, naming, and it is the branch of science that deals with what? Identification, naming, and grouping organisms into a formal system. Alright? It is when you identify organisms, you name. After naming, you group. So it is a system, or it is a scientific method of identifying, naming, and what? Grouping organisms into a formal what? System. So this is not my aim today, but I wanted to just do this for a better understanding. Now, before organisms are classified into different groups, maybe into different kingdoms, phylum, as the case may be, there are certain characters scientists look out for in order to classify different organisms. There's what we call binomial system of nomenclature. Binomial system of nomenclature. The word, what is enough? By, two. Now, binomial system of nomenclature, right? It is a systematic way of giving two names to an organism, or to an organism. It is the systematic way of giving two names to what? An organism. Two names. We also have what is called trinomial. Trinomial, that is the systematic way of giving three names to what? An organism. Now listen to this. Carolus Linnaeus is a father of what? Binomial system of nomenclature. In year 1853, he did a classification of plant, that is binomial system of nomenclature in plants. Then in year I just remember now, 1753 and what? 1758. This one is for animals. All right, he did the binomial system of nomenclature in year 1758 in animals and 1753 in plants. Take note of that. Now, the way there is the systematic way of giving two names to an organism. All right. For example, now we have the roundworm. We have the roundworm. All right. The roundworm is called Ascaris lubricoides, and you must underline separately, not together, please. You must underline separately. Binomial, systematic way of giving two names to what? An organism. Ascaris lubricoides. Ascaris is the general name, and lubricoides is what? The specific name. You now have tapeworm, for example, tapeworm or flatworm. You have Taenia solium, and you have another species, Taenia saginata. You must underline separately. The first, which the general name must begin with a capital letter, while the specific name must begin with what? A small letter. All right. You now also have let me say, sorry, excuse me. You now have maybe threadworm. You have to learn to be Strongyloides. Stecularis. See, capital letter, small letter. All right. Then you don't have which one should I bring in? Okay, let me see. Blood fluke. You have schizosoma hematobium. You have the line separately. You also have schizosoma japonicum. You also have schizosoma masoni. So these are the different species of blood fluke. You have schizosoma hematobium, specific name, general name, schizosoma japonicum, and schizosoma masoni. Okay, you also have the liver fluke. You have Fasciola gigantica. Because this is a specific name and this is what? The general name. The systematic way of giving two names to what? An organism. You call it what? Binomial system of nomenclature. We are still taking it. You have different species of Plasmodium. We have Plasmodium ovale. All right, it's one of the species of Plasmodium. You have Plasmodium vivax. You have Plasmodium falciparum. All right, so these are different species of Plasmodium. All right, the most dangerous one is Plasmodium falciparum, and this is one that causes what? Malaria. It causes malaria, and of course the vector is the female Anopheles mosquito. So these are different species of Plasmodium. You see they have two names. Binomial system of nomenclature. Of course, there are different. There are also, I also told us we have trinomial system, of nomenclature in which an organism answers 3 names. All right, these markers, they are messing up. So for example, you have Gallus, Gallus domesticus, Gallus domesticus. Now this is the domestic fowl. All right, trinomial system of nomenclature. Now this is a general name, this is a specific name, and this is a subspecific name. All right, we have, don't worry, as time goes on you understand it better. 2, oh god, oh my god. Then number 2, you have what should I bring in now? You have gorilla. You have gorilla, Dalheli. This is the subspecific name, specific and what? General. This is what they call cross river gorilla. Cross river what? Gorilla. So you now have you also have Echinococcus or Echinococcus granulosus sensu. Now this is the general name, the specific name, and sub-specific name. This one is called hydathic worm. All right, hydathic worms. All of these, they have trinomial system of what? Nomenclature. So please take note of that. It is very, very important. Now let me jump into hierarchical system. Hierarchical system. I'm going to be doing it on the board. No, don't, these markers, they are just messing up. Okay, we start with, you have a kingdom, you have a sub-kingdom, you have phylum, you have sub-phylum. Okay, King Philip can offer free gift. Okay, you have sub-phylum, you have a superclass, you have superclass, you now have class, you have subclass, you have super order, suborder, super order, suborder, you have super family, all right. You now have subfamily, then try again. You have genus, species, and subspecies. All right. You have kingdom, subkingdom, phylum, subphylum, superclass, class. You have a subclass. You have super order, suborder. You have superfamily, family, subfamily, genus, species, and all subspecies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So this, what I've just done is what? Carolus Linnaeus hierarchical what? System. For example, now if I were to classify, for example, housefly. How do I classify housefly? Okay, now, of course, you have housefly is an animal. You say kingdom, animalia. Housefly, you have it to be what? Kingdom, animalia. You have it to be, you have phylum, Arthropoda, phylum Arthropoda. You have King Philip can. Then class Insecta. All right, class Insecta. Then King Philip can. Okay, order. You have order as Diptera. Then family as Musidae. Yeah, okay, King Philip can offer free. Genus, you have to be Musca. Then species, you have M. domestica. Now, what I've just done is the classification of organisms based on what? Hierarchical system. Now, of course, housefly is an animal. We say Quidam animalia, and we have eight phyla. One of the phylum is what? Phylum Arthropoda. That is where you have insect generally. You now have class Insecta. Under phylum Arthropoda, you have four classes. You have four classes. We have class Insecta, we have class Crustacean, we have class Myriapoda, and we have class Arachnida. All of these four classes, housefly belongs to class Insecta. You now have order Diptera. Diptera is the order of housefly. The family is Musidae, housefly. Then genus, which is the first name, Musca. It must begin with a capital letter. Then specific species name or specific name is Musca domestica. Musca is the domestica, which must begin with a small letter, is what? The specific name. So what I've just done is what? The classification of what? Housefly. So at this point, to call it a day, I'm going to be doing more videos on how organisms are actually classified based on hierarchical system. Thanks for watching. Do have a wonderful day.